Welcome to this final class for the sixth chapter and for the Prathama Shatkam, first six chapters. So the Bhagavad Gita is divided into Shatkams, a collection of six chapters. The Prathama Shatkam is what we've studied till now, the first six chapters. It focuses on the Atma Swarupam, the nature of the Atma, and Karma Yoga as a means to attain this knowledge of the Atma. And then it talks about the importance of prayatna, individual effort. So there is faith and free will. This is commonly discussed. How much is there to faith and how much is to free will? Somehow my how much is determined by faith and how much is determined by free will. So here Bhagavan says you have a lot of free will to be able to change things. So that is what is stressed in this chapter, especially in this Shatkam, and especially in this chapter. Okay. Now we would like to acknowledge Swami Paramarthananda Saraswati for the traditional rendering of Vedanta as was done for over 1,000 years, starting with Adi Shankaracharya. We'll say a small prayer before we get started. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Padyantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Salutations to the lineage starting with Lord Sadashiva, with Adi Shankaracharya in the middle, and continuing up to our immediate teacher, Swami Paramarthananda Saraswati. With this, we will go where we left last time. So Arjuna asks some questions to Bhagavan. He says, this meditation that you talked about from samyama, balanced state, this yoga from samyama, which is the balanced state of mind, which has been spoken by you, this is indeed very difficult because I am not able to see any stability, which means it's no way I can practice this regularly due to the restlessness of the mind. Yoyam yogastvaya proktaha samyena madhusudhana etasyaham na pashyami chanchalatva sthitam stiram. Then the mind is very restless and turbulent, strong and unyielding. To control this is as difficult as controlling the wind, says Arjuna. Then Bhagavan, it's like Bhagavan enters in his own exuberant way. So wherever there is Krishna, there's no boredom. Even the most boring of topics, he'll make it so interesting. So Bhagavan, with all the background music, now he enters and he says,
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Asamshayam Mahabaho Mano Durnigraham Chalam Abhyasena tu Kaunteya Vairagyena cha Grhyate.
Bhagavan said, without a doubt, oh, mighty armed Arjuna, the mind is difficult to control and restless. I fully agree. But by practice and dispassion, not getting attached, not wanting results immediately, you can restrain it. So consistent practice and letting go, it will come. That is the magic. One day it will be like a gift. You'll find your mind is very calm. It will happen one day. So that's what Bhagavan says. And so that's where we left off. Now we'll continue to say from this 36th sloka.
Asamyatatmana yogo dushprapa iti me matihi vashyatmana tu yatata शक्यो वाप्तुम् उपायतः.
Are you able to hear? Yeah, okay. So, asamyatatmana yoga. So, samyami is one who is controlled. Asamya atmana means for the one of uncontrolled mind. See here, the word atma is used. Here it means the mind. The self here means the mind self. Okay. Asamyatatmana, one of uncontrolled self or the mind. Yoga, dushprapa iti me matihi is very difficult to attain. Dushprapti means attaining. Dushprapti is difficult to attain. Iti me matihi, this is my opinion. Vashyatmana tu yatata. So, Vashyatmana is one who is self-controlled. Vashi means one who's fully controlled. So, Vashikara means one who's full control of his senses and his mind. So Vashyatmana, one he or she whose self is fully controlled, mind is controlled. But for the one who's controlled yatata, and one who strives by right means, shakyo vaptum upayataha. It means it is possible. Shakyaha means it is possible. Aptum, to attain. Upayataha. So it is possible to attain by means it's by these means, by the right means. Okay. Now, since we are studying the Bhagavad Gita as a Yoga Shastra, the Yoga Shastras very clearly talk about obstacles to mental clarity. In fact, a long list is provided. So I have to warn though, today our session may go 5 minutes later. So because we have quite a bit to cover, interesting things, and Krishna's pep talk to motivate us all. So let's listen to these obstacles.
व्याधिस्त्यान संशय प्रमादालस्याविरति भ्रान्तिदर्शनालब्ध भूमिकत्वानवस्थितत्वानि चित्तविक्षेपास्तेऽन्तरायाः.
Chitta vikshepasta antarayaha, internal. It's not external from all. Lot of this, it's all self-created. Antarayaha, internal. Chitta vikshepa, ones who distract the mind. Okay, so let's look at the list. Vyadi, disease. That's why Patabi Joyce would say, Nayam Atma Balahinena Labhyaha. It's in Mundaka Upanishad. So for a weak body, it's impossible to attain. That's what he would say. Dullness, sthana. Sometimes mind is dull because of the foods that we eat, lack of sleep, all that, right? And sometimes just oversleeping, mind becomes dull. Sthana. Then samshaya, doubt. Oh, I can't control the mind. It's hopeless. So I'm not even going to attempt to do that. Then pramada, carelessness. Alasya, laziness. So in the Vedas it says, Alasya hi manushyanam sharirastu mahan ripuhu. Mahan ripuhu, the greatest enemy, manushyanam sharirastu, for the human body, is alasya, laziness. Laziness is the greatest enemy of the human body, it says. Then avirati, so spelling mistake, avirati. It means sensuality. Oh, I'm fascinated with this, all that. Then bhranti darshana, false perception. Just bhranti means just like a concocted. Bhranti darshana, false darshana is perception. Then all of the bhumikatva, failure to reach firm ground. So you're kind of trying, but you're not able to reach it. It could be due to lack of effort, but you're not able to reach. Then you reach, your mind gets steady. Anavastitatvam. The mind gets steady, but you slip away from the ground gained from practice because you just let go. Mind has to be constantly restrained. So these are the obstacles. Then symptoms. How do you know these obstacles are there? It comes with its own system. Chitta vikshepa sahabhoha.
दुःखदौर्मनस्याङ्गमे जयत्वश्वासप्रश्वासा विक्षेपसह भुवः
Sahabhoha means born together with. Saha, bhuva means birth. Saha means to be, it's like a brother. So these are like brothers and sisters of these obstacles. Chitta vikshepa, the distractions. Sahabhovaha. What are those? Sorrow. So the symptoms are sorrow. Dhaurmanasya, dejection. Angame jayatva. Angam, the limbs, this jayat, this shaking, trembling of the limbs. Swasha prashvasa, and it's not written, but swasha prashvasha jayatva. So that the breathing is not uniform. When you're stressed, you kind of very shallow breaths, right? That all these accompany the distractions. Then what is the solution?
तत्प्रतिषेधार्थमेकतत्त्वाभ्यासः
Practice of concentrating the mind on a single object should be cultivated to eliminate these obstacles. In fact, in life, they say that if you are depressed, you have to pick an object to focus on. So whatever, like a hobby, knitting, whatever it is, that will bring the mind back. So drawing, and then slowly getting it. It'll be very difficult to, if you're very sad or your mind is agitated, you lost your job, or whatever be the reason. The mind is very agitated. Sometimes it's very difficult to go sit and do meditation. But one single object of focus sometimes helps to steady the mind. So all the sorrow will go away. Then one can meditate. Okay. Now comes the last topic, Yoga Brashta, the destiny of a yogi who does not succeed in this lifetime. Brashta means falling away from grace. So Yoga Brashta. So that's the rest of the chapter. So Arjuna's question.
अर्जुन उवाच अयतिः श्रद्धयोपेतो योगाच्चलितमानसः अप्राप्य योगसंसिद्धिं कां गतिं कृष्ण गच्छति.
Okay. So I said this voice is very melodious, but the chanting, it doesn't follow rules very strictly. So that's why I don't use it all the time. But in this portion, because it's a pep talk, I thought with all the music, it's good to use it. So ayatihi shraddayo petaha. So he pronounced it as shraddayo peto. But when we say this, because we break, it becomes ayati shraddayo petaha. Yoga chalita manasaha aprapya yoga samsiddhim kam gatim krishna gacchati. Ayati means one who, yati is one who has control of the mind. So yogi, yati, they're all the same. Yati nam dridhachetasam, Bhagavan also uses that. Ayati is one who has no control of the mind. So for one who's not able to control oneself, though possessed of faith, shraddhaya upetaha, shraddhaya upetaha, by faith possessed. Shraddhaya means by faith possessed. Possessed of faith, in what? In yoga. Aprapya yoga samsiddhim. Yoga chalita manasaha means the mind wandering away from yoga. Aprapya yoga samsiddhi means, as a result of this, unable to attain. Yoga samsiddhi means perfection in yoga. Siddhi is perfection. Samsiddhi is total perfection. Unable to attain total perfection in yoga. Aprapya, not able to attain. Kam gatim Krishna gacchati. What is the fate? Gati is the end. Kam gatim. What end does this person attain, O Krishna? And he says, he uses a powerful example, like this cloud. So what holds these clouds, the water molecules there? It's a van der Waals forces, weak force, right? He says,
कच्चिन्नो भयविभ्रष्टः छिन्नाभ्रमिव नश्यति अप्रतिष्ठो महाबाहो विमूढो ब्रह्मणः पथि.
so if this were like Bhagavad Gita in a movie, there'll be all this sad background music showing Arjuna's depression and all that. And then when Bhagavan talks, immediately the music will become lively. So that's how you have to picture this. So isn't it that having fallen from both worldly success and success in yoga, because this person puts a lot of effort in doing meditation and everything, but because he's not able to, this person is not able to control the mind, he falls from yoga. And isn't this having fallen from both, he or she perishes like a rent cloud. So this cloud, when wind comes and hits, it just scatters. It's poof, gone. So the word he uses is abram is cloud. Chinna abram iva nashyati. Like a rent cloud, like a wind coming and like cutting with a sword, just chop, 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 like that. The cloud is being rent asunder. Apratishtaha means without any support. The forces, van der Waals forces are weak. Very quickly the wind scatters the cloud. Like that, having fallen from both yoga and this person also worldly success, because this person has invested time in yoga, then vimudo brahmana patihi, and this person is deluded in the path of Brahman. Oh, mighty armed Krishna. Isn't it like this? Then he says,
ये तन्मे संशयं कृष्ण छेत्तुम् अर्हस्य शेषतः त्वदन्यः संशयस्यास्य चेत्ता न ह्युपपद्यते.
okay, now the music is slightly changing from sad music to kind of this uplifting. Okay, so very beautiful shloka. This again shows Arjuna's surrender. What is he? Look at the power, beautiful use of words. Etan me samshayam Krishna. This etan, this may, my doubt, this doubt of mine, O Krishna, chetum, you have to dispel. Arhasi, you ought to. Arhasi means you should ought to. Asheshataha, completely. Shesha, without any leftovers. Asheshataha, completely. Vad anya asya shamsayasya. So twadanya means other than you. He comes first. For other than you. Asya shamshayasya. Samshaya means doubt. This doubt. Cheta means dispeller. Na upapadyate. There's none other than you who is fit to dispel this doubt. So this doubt of mine, O Krishna, you ought to dispel completely. For other than you, there is none fit to dispel this doubt of mine. So it shows his faith in Bhagavan. And now Bhagavan is going to respond. His climax. Now he's going to project the yogi into outer space like a rock star. He's going to give the paint that status. Most beautiful words.
श्रीभगवानुवाच पार्थ नैवेह नामुत्र विनाशः तस्य विद्यते न हि कल्याणकृत् कश्चित् दुर्गतिं तात गच्छति.
Such a beautiful verse. So out of kindness, Bhagavan, what does he call Arjuna? Tata, oh my son. Tata. And what does he say? Oh Pata, my son. Na eva iha. not verily here, nor in the next world is there destruction of this person. No one verily who does um, good acts of yoga will end up in a bad state. So he says, Nahi kalyana krit kaschit. Kaschit means anyone. So here, na kaschit, no one. Kalyana krit means good acts. So he just says good acts. But what do these mean? Is good acts of yoga. So your yoga practice. That's what he says. Nahi kalyana krit kaschit durgatim, bad end, bad fate. Gachati will never go to a bad fate. Where? Not not here, nor in the next world. So whatever you practice, you may hit some obstacles or something, but even if it doesn't work out here, in the next lifetime, it'll carry on. So Bhagavan says, don't worry. In this once uh, there's no loss of effort. Pratyavayuna vidyate. So there is no counterproductive results, nothing. There is always forward progress. Okay? Not verily here, nor in the next world is there destruction of them. No one verily who does good, others acts of yoga, will end up in a bad state, O my son. So Bhagavan very beautifully says that he kind of lifts his morale. Even if you, let's say, some problem, you've fallen from yoga, don't worry. And let that not be the fear that you will fall away from yoga, stop you from doing yoga. When you get the chance, just do it. It's okay. You know, you're going to have issues, you're going to lose your job, all trouble will come, but keep practicing till then. And you will carry it after your trouble cease, maybe in this lifetime or the next lifetime, you will carry it. So, yoga investment is like permanent investment. There is no counter efforts, no loss of data or of efforts. Now, another beautiful verse.
प्राप्य पुण्यकृतान् लोकान् उषित्वा शाश्वती समागा शुचीनां श्रीमतां गेहे योगभ्रष्टोऽभिजायते.
So in the second chapter, Bhagavan says, Neha Bikramana Pratyavayo na vidyate Swalpamapyasya dharmasya Trayate Mahato Bhayat. So there is there's abhikrama, effort is not wasted, there is no counterproductive results. Even a little bit of uh, this practice will save you from great fear. Trayate mahato bhayat. Bhagavan says that there. Okay. So here, what's he saying? He's now saying, having attained righteous worlds. So these people who failed in yoga practice in one lifetime, after that, they will go to the, what's the righteous worlds means? It is these heavens where people who do great punyam, great good deeds, righteous deeds, those people go to those heavens for some time. And prapya punyakritan lokam. Prapya means having attained. Punyakrit means righteous deeds worlds. Means worlds where people who do the righteous deeds go to heavens. Ushitva shashvati sama. And having dwelt there for thousands of years. Shuchinam Shrimatam Gehe. Shuchi is pure. These people who have fallen from yoga in a previous lifetime will take birth in the homes of the pure and Shrimatam and wealthy, not just money, knowledge, wealthy of knowledge. Yoga Brashto Abhijayate, the Yoga Brashta, the one who has failed in yoga in one lifetime, is born in these homes of the pure and the wise, wealthy of knowledge. Bhagavan continues.
अथवा योगिनामेव कुले भवति धीमता एतद्धि दुर्लभतरम् लोके जन्म यदीदृशम्.
Was the audio okay? Audio was okay. Okay. Athava, or they are born in the family of wise yogis. A birth like this verily is difficult to attain in this world. So very beautiful shloka. Athava, or bhavati. So they are born. Dhimatam yoginam kule eva. Even in the family of wise yogis. Dhimatam means wise. Dhi is wisdom. Dhimatam, possessed of wisdom, yoginam. Yogis who are possessed of wisdom. Kule, in the family of wise yogis. They are born in the family of wise yogis. Etad dhi. Etad he. So this kind, verily, janma, this kind of birth, durlabhatharam, very difficult, loke, in this world. So idrisha means, so this kind, a birth like this is so difficult to attain in this world. Etat, this kind of birth which is like this is very difficult to attain in this world. So it is, Pattabhijayas would say, to have found yoga is the greatest boon you can expect in a lifetime. Because of this being, you will then be propelled into the family of wise yogis, and a birth like this is very difficult to attain.
तत्र तं बुद्धिसंयोगम् लभते पौर्वदेहिकम् यतते च ततो भूयः संसिद्धौ कुरु नन्दना.
Tatra, there. Okay. Tam, that. Buddhi. So there they regain the knowledge from the previous births. The buddhi here means knowledge. Buddhi samyogam. Samyoga means comes in union. So what they regain the knowledge from paurvadehikam, previous bodies. So previous births, they regain the knowledge from the previous births. Yatate, and they strive more than before for perfection. Oh, joy of the Kurus. So yatate means strive. Cha, and they strive. Tato bhuyaha. Bhuya means more. Tato, more than that. Tato means than that. They strive more than that for what? Some siddhim, total perfection. Oh, joy of the Kurus. Okay. It's a beautiful verse.
पूर्वाभ्यासेन तेनैव ह्रियते ह्यवशोऽपि सखा जिज्ञासुरपि योगस्य शब्दब्रह्माति वर्तते.
By that very former practice, in spite of themselves, look at this word he is using, avashopi saha, helplessly, they are just thrown into the path of yoga. Helplessly, in spite of themselves. Kriyate, it's just, they are just, it's born, these things are born in them. Avashopi saha, jignasurapi yogasya shabda brahmati vartate. So, by that former practice, in spite of themselves, they are led on into the path of yoga. Even one who just wishes to know about yoga is better than those who perform Vedic rites. See, Bhagavan here is kind of critiquing the people who do blind rituals. So he says the yogi is just now portraying the yogi in like a very glorious ways. So remember, it's called Nahi Ninda Nyayam. This is the logic Bhagavan uses. Sometimes he says this person is great. Sometimes he says yogi is great. Why is he doing that? Because he wants to show the glory. Just if you want to take this path, this is so glorious. So the way he does that is by Nahi Ninda Nyayam, seemingly criticizing other things. Okay, this is a thing which Bhagavan uses throughout the Bhagavad Gita to motivate even the lay person. He tells the lay person, you are great. Those sannyasis, there are some sannyasis who just wear saffron robes, but they think about sensual things. They are not true sannyasis. He's not criticizing the entire sannyasi clan, but a few of them. And he makes you look pretty good, the lay person. So this is a technique he uses. Verily eva tena purva abhyasena. So tena, that, purva abhyasa. Abhyasa means practice. Purva abhyasa means the former practice which you have done in the previous lives. Hriyate avashopi saha. This thing, it's just born. Hriyate, it's just born in them. Helplessly, avashopi saha, in spite of themselves, helplessly. Jignasu api yogasya shabda brahmati vartate. Jignasu api, even one who wishes to know yogasya, yoga, vartate, goes beyond Shabda Brahma, the sound of the Brahma, which is all the Vedic rituals that are uttered. So he says it's better than those who perform Vedic rites. That's what he says. Is it clear? Well, Bhagavan's logic.
प्रयत्नाद्यतमानस्तु योगी संशुद्ध किल्बिषः अनेक जन्म संसिद्धः ततो याति परां गतिम्.
Okay. So here he says, but the yogi who strives with the right effort is purified from all sins and perfected from many births, reaches the supreme goal. Prayatnad. So yogi, tu means but the yogi prayatnad, with the right effort. Yatna means effort. Pra is like it accentuates. Prayatna means right effort. Yatna effort, prayatna is right effort. The yogi, yatamanaha, yati we saw was one who strives. Yatamana means here one who strives. Yatamanaha, prayatna, with the right effort, one who strives. Sam shuddha kilbishaha, is purified of all sins. Sam shuddhi means totally purified. Shuddham is cleaning, purification. Sam shuddhi means totally purified. Kilbisham, all the sins. Okay, all the sins. And aneka janma samsiddhaha, perfected from many births. Aneka janma, many births. Total perfection. Samsiddhaha, total perfection. Tato yati param gating. Then they reach the final goal. So tato yati param gatim is used again and again in the Bhagavad Gita. It refers to attaining Brahman. Is that clear? Yeah.
तपस्विभ्योऽधिको योगी ज्ञानिभ्योऽपि मतोऽधिकः कर्मिभ्यश्चाधिको योगी तस्माद्योगी भवार्जुन.
Now, Bhagavan is propelling the yogi into outer space. He's telling the yogi is rock star. Look at the words he's using. Tapasvibhyo adhiko yogi. Yogi is greater than people who perform tapas. Tap, the word tapas, tap comes from to just heat. Tap means heat. So with tapas, the word, if you look at the dictionary meaning, it means austerity, like fasting is a tapas. So what you do when you fast, you let the digestive fire burn brightly, slowly recover. If you keep putting, like put sand on the fire goes away. If you keep eating, the fire goes away. So tapas, it's just the body. It's like in the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, it says, Ama kumbhaiva अम्बस्तः जीर्यमाणा सदागतः योगाग्नयेन सन्दह्य घटशुद्धिं समाचरेत्. Our body is like a clay pot. Clay pot, if it's just wet, it'll decay, right? So how do you make the pot strong? By baking it in fire. So use the fire of yoga to bake the body and make it strong. That's so tapas, great austerity. Yogi is greater than people who do great austerities. Jnanibhyopi matodikaha. And in my opinion, it's greater than great scholars. Yogi is greater than big scholars. Karmibhyaschadiko yogi, greater than people who perform great actions. See, some people who are great warriors in those times, great orators. Yogi is greater than all of them. Tasmad yogi bhava Arjuna. Therefore, Arjuna, become a yogi. Clear? And now Bhagavan gives the final concluding verse of this chapter.
योगिनामपि सर्वेषां मद्गतेनान्तरात्मना श्रद्धावान् भजते यो मां समे युक्ततमो मतः.
Sarvesham yoginam api, of all the yogis, matgate antaratmana, with the antaratmana means with the innermost part of the mind, matgate, totally merged in me. Shraddhavan bhajate, Shraddha, one who endowed with faith, worships me. Yo Mam bhajate yo, who worships me. Same yuktatomo mataha, that person I consider to be the most steadfast. And of all yogis, they who with their innermost self of the mind merged in me, worship me with faith, them I consider to be yuktatamaha, the most steadfast of all the yogis. Now, so he says, he uses the word me. Remember this word me? I have to go back to the 32nd shloka, where Bhagavan also says, Atmaupamyena sarvatra samam pashyati yorjuna sukham va yati va dukkham sayogi paramo mataha. So there he says, the greatest yogi is one who, by the likeness of the self, one who sees the same everywhere, who is the same in pleasure as well as pain. That yogi I regard as the highest. So it seems like he's now saying the one who worships me is the greatest yogi. And the other, he says, one who sees the same self everywhere. So it can look like it's confusing, but it's not so, because in the last 47th shloka, me here doesn't refer to the Krishna with a form. It refers to the Brahman residing as Atma. We've seen this again and again, right? So in two shlokas, it looks like he's telling two different things, but it's the same. So me here doesn't refer to Krishna as the Ekarupa Ishvara or Krishna as the universe. It is Krishna as Atma, the Brahman. Understood? So one who meditates on the Atma, merged as in the Atma, this is called Nididhyasana. That person, I think, is the greatest, most steadfast yogi. Om Tat Sat iti Srimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Dhyana Yogo Nama Shashtodhyaya. All right, so that completes the sixth chapter titled Dhyana Yoga. It also has another name, Atma Samyama Yoga.